Buenos días, señoras y señores.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Darles la bienvenida
It's a pleasure
a esta
to
bella ciudad
welcome
de
you to
Bilbao,
this beautiful city of Bilbao,
a la 24ª edición
especially
de
to
las
this
jornadas
14th
internacionales que
international
organiza
meeting
Mapfre Global.
organized by Mapfre Global
Como ayer
Risks.
nos explicaba Alfredo,
As explained
estas
yesterday
son
by
unas
Alfredo,
jornadas que venimos celebrando con
this is a
carácter
meeting
bienal
that we've
de forma
held every
ininterrumpida
2
desde
years
1970.
since 1970.
Jornadas que en su origen tuvieron un marcado
Meetings
carácter
that
nacional.
were originally
Pero en los últimos años,
national in nature, but in recent years,
2008,
especially after 2008, which is when the Mapfre Group decided to establish Mapfre Global Risks to lead the drive in this activity, that is when we started to turn this meeting into a more international, a more global meeting. And in fact, today we have significant representatives from Latin American and European countries.
I would like to say a few words in English to give a warm welcome to our many distinguished international guests. This year, I'm glad to say that we have representatives from more than 25 different countries. We appreciate it very much as it reflects the global perspective of this seminar. With your kind permission, I'll come back to Spanish. A todos, muchas gracias por vuestra presencia.
Thank you all very much for your presence, especially those of you that come from abroad, and thank you for your participation, indispensable ingredients for the success of this meeting. Choosing Bilbao hasn't been by chance. Bilbao is a city that contains everything needed to organize a meeting of this size: the location, the logistics, and the services. And I would also like to highlight that Bilbao has a long industrial tradition, and in fact, it's one of the most important economies in Spain. I'm going to start my presentation saying a few things about the Mapfre Group. As I said over 2 years ago at the meeting we held in Seville, the Mapfre Group in that year established its roadmap to become the global trustworthy assurance company. And to meet this challenge, the company carried out a major restructuring of its organization. And I would highlight two fundamental aspects. The first is that 4 strategic business units were defined within the group. These are insurance, assistance, global risks, and assurance. To develop the business and with the aim of becoming global, we broke the world down into 7 different regions. One of them Iberia, LATAM North, LATAM South, Brazil, North America, Asia Pacific, and EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. These regions have the responsibility of developing the insurance, assistance, and global risk businesses. I would like to highlight one aspect that is very important within the structure, and that is that the Mapfre Group, when it defined the structure, recognized that the global risk business, because of its complexity, because of its specialization, had to have a space of its own within this structure. Therefore, Mapfre Global Risk, the Global Risk Unit, defines the strategy for the management of this business within the Mapfre Group, a strategy which, of course, is established by consensus with the regions and executed through the regions and the markets under these regions. The data for the group that we're now going to see, data at the end of 2014, I think indicate that we're on the right path. And in fact, 2014 in spite of the difficult economic context, represented over 26 billion euros, with a growth of 1.8%. If we look at the premium issuance, the group grew over 2.6% to over 22 billion euros. If we had applied constant exchange rates, the growth of the group in 2014 would have been 7.7%. These figures consolidate MAPFRE as the sixth major European assurance company in the non-life assurance area. The net results were more than 845 million euros, with an excellent combined ratio of 95.7%. If we analyze the snapshot for the group based on the regional structure I've just mentioned, we can see something that's very important, and that is at the closing of 2014, 69% of the group's premiums were being generated outside Spain. Just 6 years ago, it only represented 39%. But if we look at the group from the point of view of the contribution to the results, we find something similar. 57% of the group's results already come from outside Spain. 7 years ago, this only represented 27%. Our turnover, by what we've seen, shows our major geographic diversification. And in fact, the MAPFRE Group is already operating on 49 markets on the 5 continents. We keep our leadership position in Spain and in Latin America. North America represents 9% of the group's income. And in the words of the chairman of MAPFRE, it's considered to be a strategic region for MAPFRE's growth. EMEA is an area where MAPFRE wants to continue to grow, and this is confirmed by the acquisitions recently made in Italy and Germany, where the direct line companies have been acquired in these 2 countries. And this will, of course, help us with this development we're looking for in the region. And I can say something similar about APAC, Asia, where we also made an acquisition in Indonesia that will enable us to also grow in this very important region of the world. And I have to mention the financial strength, the financial solvency. The MAPFRE Group, with 2014 figures, multiplies the solvency requirements by 2.6 times. And this magnificent solvency has been recognized by the rating agencies and MAPFRE Global Risks. And this is well known to everyone. We are again a company with an A rating with stable perspectives. And the rating of MAPFRE Global Risk is 3 times higher than the rating for the Kingdom of Spain. I think that the magnitudes I've just shared with you regarding the MAPFRE Group enable us to appreciate the global dimension that the group has acquired, with over 36,000 employees all over the world. Let's now talk about MAPFRE Global Risk. As I said at the beginning of my presentation, MAPFRE Global Risks is the entity in the group in charge of leading the development of the exciting world of global risks. I also announced this at the last meeting. At that last meeting, I told you that we were going to start to analyze what we were internally calling the second phase in the MAPFRE Global Risks project. Before talking about the second phase of the project, I would like to talk about the main landmarks we've reached during the first phase. During these 8 years, from 2005 to 2013, we have started operating in 27 markets, in all the markets where MAPFRE has direct insurance operations, except for the United States. And our leadership stands out in Spain, and our presence being a benchmark company for the global risks business also in Latin America. We have also worked very hard to develop our service network, and we are present. We can provide service to global customers in 79 markets. The offices we set up in 2007 in London, Paris, and Cologne are already operating as branches, and this enables us local decision-making and the possibility of providing a better service to our customers in Europe. To complete our presence in Europe, in 2012, we decided to open our representative office in Italy with headquarters in Milan. And we have obviously reinforced our teams. MAPFRE Global Risks has over 400 employees all over the world, both for the insurance company and for risk verification operations. Everything I've said about the landmarks in the first phase have enabled us to close 2014 with a turnover of 1.1 billion euros in issues. We have doubled the size of the company during this time. We have had an average growth of 8% since the beginning of phase one. And also, as occurs in the MAPFRE group, 60% of the MAPFRE Global Risk business is generated outside Spain. I would also like to highlight that we have achieved this with an average combined ratio of 92%. I think that this figure confirms the importance that the company attaches to risk management. The development I mentioned during this first phase would not have been possible without your trust in MAPFRE Global Risks. And I would like to take this opportunity, this important forum, to thank you all, customers, risk managers, intermediaries, brokers, reassurance expert offices, lawyer offices, for the support you have given us, which continues to encourage us to continue to invest and support this project. After this overview, to remind ourselves of the development of global risks in recent years, I'm going to mention the second phase, and I refer to Seville again. I gave 5 main goals that we laid down for this second phase. The first is that we wanted to grow more in Europe. We have to be capable of giving our business in Europe a greater thrust. We also needed to be able to analyze how to start activities in those markets where MAPFRE had no presence or a limited presence, and I'm referring to the United States, I'm referring to some countries in the EMEA region, and I'm also referring to Asia. We also wanted to promote the specialty lines business with the aim of being able to provide a more global assurance offer to our customers. We also wanted to consolidate our relationship with the main world brokers and the local brokers that are also extremely important that manage global businesses. And of course, one of our basic principles is always to provide top quality service to our customers. And we cannot lose this from sight, and it's very important in this business. Mapfre Global Risks also operates with a medium long-term vision. Well, these are the objectives that I presented in Seville, that I anticipated in Seville, and they are objectives that we have been working on during the last 15 months. A group at the company, a very extensive group, has been analyzing how we can carry out these objectives. And I'm pleased to be able to report at this forum that last July, we made a proposal to the Mapfre Group, and the Mapfre Group authorized in the month of July the beginning of this phase 2 of the Mapfre Global Risks project. A project which, if we look at the objectives I've just mentioned, should enable Mapfre Global Risks to become a global operator in the midterm. In fact, the 5 objectives I've mentioned have become 7 strategic initiatives. 7 strategic initiatives that are contained in our strategic plan 2015-2017, and which I would like to share with all of you. The first and very important one is that we want to continue to bring decisions closer to the markets in which we're operating through Mapfre entities. And here I'm referring basically to Latin America. This we're going to achieve, and we're already working on it by setting up, well, the teams have already been set up, but we want to reinforce the teams that are managing the global risk businesses in Latin America to make local decisions so that the decisions will be closer to the customer. Because of our size in the various markets we operate in Latin America, we have set 5 countries priorities: Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru. The second aspect, which is also extremely important and necessary in a business like the one we have now, is that we are going to develop within the Mapfre Group a technology platform exclusively for the management of this business. And as you can imagine, this is going to represent a major investment for the Mapfre Group. But as I said, once the initiatives have been approved, this is a confirmation of the support for the development of this business, and we need to have this platform in order to improve our customer service. A platform which, of course, will not be unaware of the digital revolution we are all involved in, and which I'll come back to later. Our third initiative, which we already started last year, is our growth plan in Europe, the European Growth Plan. And this includes a number of actions aimed at further developing the business on this continent. This will be accompanied by a continued reinforcement of our current branches with powerful teams with a great deal of experience in the global risk business, as well as analyzing the opening of other branches in other European markets. The fourth initiative, which is also extremely important, is that we want to promote our assurance offers in specialty lines, and we're going to focus on 4 very important branches, and I'm referring to energy, construction, maritime, aviation, and space. What we want to do here is to develop business areas, branches where we have a great deal of experience, and from our London branch we believe that we can offer this kind of specialty lines. The fifth aspect, which is also extremely important, is starting the activity in markets where we have little presence, as I already mentioned, under other objectives. After analyzing various options, we have considered that the best is to make the most of our presence in London. We all know about the importance of the London market, a market where business is being placed from the United States, from Asia, from the Middle East. This is an action we have already started, and the figures up to April show a major development in what we can call international presence. We have a sixth initiative, which is the most demanding, and it will be hard to fulfill in the next 3 years because it's so demanding. We want to extend our ability to lead programs in Spain and Latin America in order to be able to also offer it to our European clients. This initiative has a critical point, and that is the further development of our service network in order to be able to issue assurance programs in markets where MAPFRE is not present. I want to ask the companies here to try the service that MAPFRE Global Risk can provide to its customers both in Spain and Latin America, since we have a presence in 19 countries in Latin America. The final initiative, which is fundamental, and we cannot forget it, is talent management. We are investing a great deal in developing professionals with a global view of the business within MAPFRE Global Risk, professionals that are committed to offering top quality service to our customers. Therefore, if these initiatives are fulfilled, and our commitment is that we are going to do it, we are already working to achieve it. As I said earlier, in the midterm, this will enable us to become a global operator, the global assurance company you can trust. These major strategic initiatives I've mentioned, as you can imagine, have an impact on the company, and in the same way that the group had to review its structure, we have recently reviewed the structure of MAPFRE Global Risks. To summarize, and in order not to take up too much time, I would like to graphically highlight how the company has been organized. The company, and this is just a summary, has three main areas. The first and most important is the business development area, with the chief regions and markets officers at the forefront. Alfredo Aran, responsible for the development of Iberia and Latin America, and the regions you can see underneath, and in charge of the international area, including North America, EMEA, and APAC. To support this business development, we set up a powerful technical area with Juan Luis Roman as Chief Technical Officer, to whom report both the Chief Underwriter Officer, José Carlos Nájera, and the Chief Claims Officer, Joaquín Albertos. And finally, we have an administration and finance area led by our Chief Financial Officer, José María del Pozo. We are convinced that this new structure, this regionalization, will enable us to provide that drive we want to give to the global risk activity within MAPFRE around two fundamental pillars. And one of them, of course, is service, and, of course, maintaining suitable solvency levels. The definition of all these initiatives cannot be done without considering the context in which we are developing the activity. And I would also like to refer to some important aspects that have to be considered in the development of the global risks business. First of all, I would like to refer to the shy economic recovery we are observing. We all expect a speed up in the GDP growth, supported by improvements in developed countries, although there are differences in the various markets that make up this area, and with more uncertain developments in emerging countries, especially in those that are negatively affected by the intense drop in the price of raw materials and oil in particular. The difference in the cyclic position of the European Union and the United States is also significantly affecting the main financial variables, and I would highlight two. One of them, the currencies. We are all seeing a major revaluation of the dollar compared to most currencies, and particularly the euro. And secondly, I have to mention the interest rates, where the stimulus measures that are being applied by the European Central Bank are putting the interest rates at historically low levels. This economic situation means that we are going through a soft market that is unprecedented, and we are going to have to live with this during the next few years. The second relevant aspect is that I would also like to mention the imminent implementation of Solvency II. This European directive, as we all know, is a revolution in the rules for the segment on a continental level, which puts its stakes in improvements in risk measurement and creating a climate more suitable for the trust and financial stability of the companies. The adaptation to this new regulatory framework, which, as you all know, will come into force next year, 2016, is one of the most important challenges that assurance companies are going to have to face, and which is going to require a great deal of focus. A third aspect I would like to mention, and I referred to it when I spoke about the platform that Mapfre wants to create for the management of the global risk business, is the digital transformation process we are undergoing. This takes us to a review of how we're doing things, and I'm sure that we're going to have to reconsider many of the current business operations. The global risk business world is very traditional in its development, and we have to make it evolve to facilitate its management and provide better service to our customers. And under this point, I want to mention a very important aspect, and I mean that we're going to need the cooperation of the regulators, so that they will facilitate the management and the administration of these global insurance programs. And I've left for the end the point which I consider to be the most important, although all the others are very important, and I refer to the new needs of the global risks customers. Customers are not just asking us for solvency and capability. Our customers are asking more and more to be provided with a suitable service. The global customer needs full knowledge on innovation in international markets in order to implement and develop insurance programs that are easy to manage, while always respecting the contractual obligations, both local and those that may exist on a global level within the program. And we should not forget that in a more and more digital world, as I mentioned, there are new opportunities to improve the service provided, but also new risks and consequently new insurance needs. And this includes cyber risks, to give an example, that we should also provide coverage and services for them that are adapted to this new reality. So ultimately, the global customer needs operators that think global but act local, with products and services that are permanently evolving. Many of the aspects I mentioned are going to be discussed during this 14th international meeting organized by MAPFRE Global Risks. Under the thought-provoking title of the risks of the global markets in view of the recovery of the economy, we're going to cover the various aspects that we believe are of the greatest interest for all of us involved in the world of global risks. In the area related to insurance, which will be held in this room, we will have panel discussions that will enable us to make an analysis and learn in detail about many Latin American markets, the Spanish market, and also the famous London market. On the safety side, we're also going to be dealing with extremely important issues, such as cyber risks, machinery breakdowns, and we're going to present an internal report on turbine claims. And we're also going to have two presentations from two extremely important Spanish multinational companies, benchmark companies in their sectors of activity, and I mean Campofrío and Iberdrola. And to close the meeting, we also have the firefighting competition that Alfredo referred to yesterday. This competition is taking place this morning. We have a record number of participants, and over 60 firemen are competing this morning in this firefighting competition. During the gala dinner this evening, we will be able to see images from this spectacular competition, and we will hand the awards to the winners. The closing of the meeting will take place tomorrow around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and it will be closed by the chairman of MAPFRE and the mayor of Bilbao. I therefore hope that this meeting will be of interest to you, and I would like to encourage you all to participate in the sessions. And I'm sure we're going to enjoy them because of the quality of the speakers and panelists, whom I would like to thank in advance for their generous contribution. The best counterpart we can offer is to actively participate in the subsequent discussions. Once again, I would like to reiterate MAPFRE Global Risks' gratitude for your participation at this meeting, which wouldn't be possible without you. We have over 500 people registered for the meeting, and as I said, from 25 different countries. And I would like to end by also thanking the organizing team that has made this meeting possible. And again, we have our dear Alfredo Aran, but there's an important support team behind with Paloma Chacón, Olga Dieguez, Sonsoles de Llano, Esther Palacios, and Marta del Palacio. All of them will look after us all to make the meeting a success. We therefore hope that you will very much enjoy your stay in Bilbao and be able to share not only your knowledge with us, but also your friendship. And I'm convinced that personal relationships are fundamental in this business, and we hope that this meeting will help us cultivate them.
I would like to close this presentation with a video that has been shot by our dear friends from the Ocean Race. And it's a video that they have prepared for us. And they are going to want us to make as better use as possible of this seminar in Bilbao and to enjoy our stay in Bilbao. And I think that it's also very important for us to focus on the principles and the values that have been transmitted through this very important boat race, which I think are values that we should all apply to our daily activities.
We hope you will enjoy your stay in Bilbao. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
La Volvo Ocean Race es una competición que consiste en dar la vuelta al mundo a vela a bordo del Volvo 65. Es un barco de 20 metros en el que vamos 9 tripulantes y la salida es en Alicante y termina en Göteborg después de pasar por 10 puertos. Esta competición es una de las más duras del planeta debido a las zonas del globo en que se navega por sus condiciones de mucho viento, de mucha ola, de frío, y ahora os voy a mostrar las paradas que hacemos durante la vuelta.
Saluda Mafre, estamos en Itagüí, acabamos de llegar, estamos en la Volvo Ocean Race, Vuelta al Mundo a Vela. Acabamos de hacer la etapa probablemente más dura de toda la Vuelta al Mundo. Hemos hecho segundos, un puestazo, estamos encantados. Y ¿qué voy a decir? Encantado de que Mafre se reúna en Bilbao, el País Vasco es mi tierra y obviamente me encanta. Espero que os traten bien, que podáis disfrutar, que comáis bien, que os divirtáis y a la vez que sea productivo, ¿no? Así que un abrazo a todos desde Itagüí y vamos, Mafre.
Creo que está siendo un proyecto en el cual estamos trabajando muy duro, ¿no? Es un trabajo en equipo desde el principio que está empezando a dar su fruto. Empezamos la regata no muy bien, con un resultado muy duro. Todo el proyecto empezó, bueno, por circunstancias de esta vez no con suficiente preparación y tiempo, y bueno, se tradujo en un resultado negativo en la primera etapa y bueno, es donde más tuvimos que sacar ese espíritu de equipo que tenemos en el Mafre para tirar adelante y no darse por vencido nunca. Y bueno, pues al final hemos podido rematar con un segundo puesto que nos aupa al tercero de la general, a estar a un punto del segundo y con todas las opciones abiertas de cara al futuro. En el grinder y todos muy atentos, ¿no? Y aquí cada 2 horas se van cambiando los conductores, los demás los vamos rotando cada 4 y la verdad es que es un equipo, ¿no? Cuando uno duerme el otro trabaja. Ahora estamos viendo cómo vamos a toda leche de día, pero de noche sigue igual, ¿no? Y para eso hay que estar descansado y hay que confiar en el compañero, la verdad es que está yendo bien.
Aquí el trabajo del equipo es fundamental para poder hacer esta Volvo, ¿no? Hay que trabajar siempre muy duro y el trabajo en equipo, si no estuviésemos juntos no sería posible estar adelante y pelear por ella para ganar. Siempre tienes que confiar en el compañero que tienes al lado porque si hay algún problema él es el que te puede salvar siempre y es quien te va a ayudar.
Equipo comprometido de estrategia llevan a un buen resultado. Tenacidad, trabajo en equipo, trabajo duro, garra. Estos dos valores hacen que lleguemos a buen puerto y son los que necesitamos en un proyecto como este. ¡Vamos, Mafre!